Hello, welcome to this tutorial. If this is the first time you're trying to learn to play piano, this is the perfect tutorial for you. So anytime we have a keyboard, the most important thing is to know that the notes are going to repeat. They're going to repeat in patterns of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then repeat 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, repeat 8. So that's one octave, that's another octave, another one. So let's start making this simple. We have Do, then we have Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. So those are my 7 notes, and then we're going to have these ones that are going to complement the sharps and the flats. So to make this simple, C represents Do, D represents Re. So we have basically 2 ways we can call each note. We can call it by letters, or we can call it by syllables. Okay, so that's the first and most important thing. So don't get confused. If you see a note represented by a letter, that's fine. It can also be represented by the syllable. And if you know how to read music, then these notes can be represented as notes in a pentagram. Okay, and so then E represents Mi. Then we have Fa, that represents by the F. G represented by the Sol, and then we have A, the letter A represented by La, B represented by T. In this case I have it in Spanish since I teach tutorial in Spanish as well. So once we have those, the second most important thing is to remember that these notes are going to repeat over and over on the keyboard. So I have these 7 notes. These 7 notes are the same 7 notes that are going to appear over here. Okay? So I have Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. And then over here, same thing. Same notes, same 7 notes that I have in here, same over here. And same over here. Okay, same over here. How we know, in this case I have it represented over here. Visually you can see the notes. But what if you don't have these in your keyboard and all you have is just the white keys and the black keys? Well, you can take a look over here. Do is always going to be next to this note, which is 2, 3, 2, 3. So anytime you have 2, the first one over here is Do. Okay, so if we take a look at the black notes, we have 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. If you have like a bigger keyboard, like this one only has 5 octaves, so 1 octave, 2 octaves, 3 octaves, 4 octaves, 5 octaves. There are going to be keyboards that have 7 octaves, so in that case, you may have an extra key towards the end, but still you have the same pattern. Anytime you have 2, you have Do, and then you have Re, and then you have Mi, and then you have F, F sharp, G, G sharp. Okay, so let's take a look at these notes over here at the top. To understand them, I'm going to write something on top of them so it will be easier to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's put some notes in there. So if this one is Do, this one is going to be Do sharp or C sharp, like this way over here. Okay, C sharp. If I have Re or D, if I go up, I'll have my sharp, so D sharp. If I have F, this one will be F sharp. Okay, if I go to G, this one is going to be, you already know it, E sharp. A, therefore I have A sharp. Okay, now each note can have more than one name. It's because theoretically we can explain, it has to be mathematically always in agreement with what we're doing. So, like for instance, this note, I may call it F, but I can also call it E sharp. Okay, I put those on the end because if we have C, this is C sharp, this is D, D sharp. Anytime you're going to the right, you're going to have your sharp. So E, E sharp. A lot of people don't know this, and they're probably wondering, okay, so E and then F is just F. E doesn't have sharp. Yes, it does. So we can call it F or E sharp. Okay, it's just that most of the time we're going to see that note as an F, and that's it. But if we're trying to explain a chord, or we're trying to explain a scale, then we have to make sure that we know this theory behind every single note in the keyboard. So E, E sharp. So this note can have two names, E or E sharp. I'm sorry, this one is E sharp or F. So we have F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, B sharp. Most of the time we don't see it until we have to play a scale that has a lot of sharps, like trying to remember, like C sharp. Then we're going to use these guys over here, and we're going to represent them by E sharp and B sharp. Okay, so those are the sharp. What if we go backwards? Well, we can do the same thing, but C flat. So this note can have two names, C or C sharp. C flat. And most of the time we don't see it that way, but it's possible to have it in that way. Here. I'm going to leave it there, so it will be a little bit easier. So B flat. So this is where it becomes interesting. If I go up, A sharp, but if I go to the left, B flats. So these notes are going to have two names. There are going to be other notes that will have two names, like B and C flat. Okay. Then we have A flat. And let's continue. So I can call this note G sharp or A flat. G flat. Then we have F, therefore we have F flat or E. Most of the time we see that note as an E, but it can also be called obviously F flat. And then we have E flat. And then we have D flat. D flat in there, and then C flat that we have in here. Okay, so let's go in order so you don't get all confused. I'm going to take this out and let's do it again. So I'll put it right there. Oops. See if I can get it. Okay, right there. I'm taking all the flats so you don't get all confused, and then we put it back in a minute. So C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp. So anytime I go to the right, I have my sharps. Okay, and so C. Therefore, if I go up one step, half step, so C half step up, I have my sharp. If I want to take my sharps and I'm going backwards, I'm going to the left, this way, I'm going to have my flats. So if I'm here, F, I'll call it F flat. If I'm on D flat. Going backwards, E flat. This is G, this is going to be G flat. This is A, this one is going to be A flat. If this is B, therefore this one is B flat. And if I have Do, if I go half step down, C flat. And if I want to put all the notes to have sharps and flats, so I know that the whole name, how can I call these the two names of the notes? So I'll have C sharp or D flat. So they have either way you can call them depending on what scale you're on, or it's just good to know that they have two names, either one. So D sharp or E flat. So this note can be called D sharp or E flat. And then this way, let me see, G sharp, F sharp, B sharp, E sharp, A sharp. Okay, and these two notes are going to be the same one over here. So if I try to put it in here, so C sharp, D flat. If I want to put this in there, it's the same thing. It's just that the only difference between this note and this one is that this one is more dark sound, and this one has a okay, can you hear the difference? It's the same note, just